Hey y'all, Merry Christmas. So in lieu of having a video, the video I was working on as a scripted video is not quite edited yet. We just want to make sure it's really perfect. So we're still in the process of editing. I'm hoping to have it for you guys for Christmas next week. So I decided that this week would be a vlog. And I'm gonna talk about something that I did a Facebook Live last week where I talked about nesting and how this is such a great time this time of year to really look at your home. I'm a true believer that our home is a reflection of what's going on inside us, and if there's stuff, there's always like little projects that, at least in my situation, that have always sort of been looming over my head where I haven't made the time to sit down and do them. There's always things on your computer you can do, deleting emails and deleting photos, but there's always stuff at home as well. And I made it a goal for myself for this holiday to finally do a bunch of stuff in our home that I wanted to do. One of them was paint. Another was finally rearrange the furniture in a way that really highlighted stuff. So I want to give you a tour of the apartment, show you some tips and things that I found really helpful to make this affordable, to make it easy for us to do this on a budget, and that make a huge difference. So first thing I will say is I'm standing in the living room, and if you can see the paint on the walls, that's probably the first thing I would point out. Paint is one of those things where it's physical labor, but it makes all the difference in the world. I mean, look at this living room. It feels great. And the goal was to highlight this view. So if you can't tell, we have a view of the Hudson River, and I really wanted to make the windows the most prominent thing in the room. So what we did is we painted everything this sort of light gray color. It's like a gray color with brown undertones. I love archery. And so it really kind of makes the walls were like antique white, was what it's been for 3 years since we've lived here. And I put these sort of brown curtains on the window, and I think that really helps make the window pop a little bit more. We had dark curtains, which actually made the curtains pop more. So it's kind of a neutral color. And then, so I'm really excited about that because I wanted that to be the focal point. We also bought a new couch. And the couch, which we got on a Black Friday sale from Macy's, you can see it right there, for really not that expensive, plus we got the insurance coverage in case something spills on it. And I think it's a super cute, kind of modern looking couch that when you sit on it, you have this great view of the river. So it really, again, accents the window. So I think it's super important to know, okay, what's the focal point? I don't want the TV, which I love as well, to be the focal point of one of the windows. So there you go, paint. And here's my sort of trick on the paint, all right? I love Restoration Hardware. I'm a huge fan of the Restoration Hardware design and paint colors, but they're expensive. So we went to the local Benjamin Moore store near us on 125th Street. We told them the colors we wanted from Benjamin Moore, and they had the combination of the colors in their database so they could match the color for you. Restoration Hardware probably doesn't like that, but Benjamin Moore did make the paints that Restoration Hardware uses, so it's really the same paint. And what we got was, I forget the level of paint, but the finish is called Pearl. So it's got a little bit more of a sheen to it, but it's not too shiny. It's different than eggshell. And it's not a gloss, so you want to go for like a pearl finish, and this color is called Stone. And then these two bookshelves, which you can see right behind me, I wanted tall bookshelves, and I wanted them to sort of blend into the wall, and they flank the desk where I do all my work. Those were 7-foot bookshelves from IKEA, which were a pain in the ass to put together, but look at that. I mean, it looks so good. And they're still kind of organizing them, but that's our little workstation there. Then another great find was this coffee table. You know, when we lived in the East Village for years, we didn't have room for a coffee table. And now we do, so we got this on Wayfair. Wayfair has amazing sales. And here's the thing I will say. We got this, and it's sort of industrial looking, and one of the pieces actually didn't fit. Wayfair is cheap prices for a reason. I think sometimes it's, the quality's not Restoration Hardware, but their customer service is amazing. I emailed them, I said we have this defect in this part, and they're sending me a new part, no hassles, no shipping, they paid for everything. So Wayfair is a great resource. Just make sure you know your measurements, your sizes, which I did all that work beforehand, and I think this looks really great. And I also bought this light fixture. This track lighting system, it's a flex track lighting system, was $140. I got LED light bulbs for it because they're energy efficient, and they're actually controlled through the Philips Hue app on my phone. So I'm a total tech geek around that stuff. And another Wayfair find was this lamp. We needed a really good light to go over our dining table, and it was on Wayfair, super cheap. And I think it just knocks the whole room into a different level. So I'm super proud of this room. You can see this is what I call the evolution of the World's Fair. So those are the different posters for the World's Fair, Flushing Meadows Park, which is where they host the US Open now every year. And that's right above the TV. So this is the living room. I have a thing for maps, right? So this is a map from 1888 of Manhattan. And what I love about this map is I found it online, like a digital version on like a New York Historical Society. And I went on Groupon and found a canvas, those sales for like canvas prints. I downloaded the map as a JPEG. I sized it appropriately for the canvas, and I had it printed for $100. And I think it just looks like super classy. Also, this chest here, I have had this for 10 years. One of the carpenters at Little Mermaid had made this for me 10 years ago. I never finished it. I finally stained it and I varnished it myself. And what I will say is used water-based stains and varnishes and tried to ventilate, because for about 2 days it smelled pretty bad in here. It was like toxic. I had to open every window and it's cold out. Learned my lesson. Also, this new light fixture, which we got from IKEA for $30 for the entryway, and it just makes the whole thing just feel so top-notch. Again, paint color was a Restoration Hardware color. It was called Ash, but we got it matched at Benjamin Moore. Last but not least is the bedroom, which we hosted our Christmas party yesterday. There's my suit from Shinesty, which I wore to the party last night. We're packing up to go to Pittsburgh. I'm gonna bring this suit with me to wear in Pittsburgh too for Christmas. But again, same thing with the paint color in here. This was a color called Pumice from Restoration Hardware, but of course Benjamin Moore made it for us. I took everything off the walls. I patched up all the holes, including the curtains here. I raised the curtains up so that they're about 3 or 4 inches from the ceiling. It just makes the windows look a little bit taller, makes the room look a little bit taller. And I bought these blackout blinds, fabric blinds from Target, super cheap. And we can now, at night, the whole room is pitch black, and it makes all the difference on our sleep level. So I just wanted to really make it look super clean in here. It's a little bit more work, but I'm telling you, the way you do anything is the way you do everything. And for me, it was really important to just make it feel super clean, super easy. And of course, this is my favorite. This was a gift from my friend, Brandy. It's a map of Disneyland from 1968 that her mom had in her attic. So we put that above the bed. And these are actual renderings of parts of Disneyland. So that's from Tokyo Disneyland. So there's a little bit of a theme happening in here. I think Stephen would prefer not to have this much Disney in the bedroom, but it just kind of happened. So there you go. That's a tour of our apartment. We still have a view here of the river in the bedroom. So I think that these curtains really help make this room it feels like a hotel almost, which I like. So I think it's super easy to upgrade things. I think this is a great time of year to do it. If you haven't thought about doing it, just look around your home and go, what are like 3 things I could do right now, or maybe even ask for the holiday, that would just take my living experience and make it feel solid for 2018. Because I honestly believe that the outside of our lives reflects the inside of our lives, and if we can, do it all outside, and the way your home feels is going to definitely carry you through the rest of your life. So I encourage you to think about those things. And what are those things? Leave them in the comments section below. If there's things that you liked about our apartment, or things that you would want to suggest that we do, or another video you want to suggest for us to do for 2018, leave it in the comments section below. Give this video a thumbs up, and make sure you subscribe to our channel. We got some really fun things coming up in 2018. I'm so grateful for you guys. I love you guys. I'm just the luckiest guy in the world to have you all here. So Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. I'll see you next week.